I'm your host, Dana Kaye, and I'm here in the studio alone today. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I had a 2-part special with like one of my favorite people on social media to follow, Beth Farraco. She's awesome. And we were recording this like fabulous episode together, and then her Wi-Fi went out. And I was like, we were just getting into juicy stuff. Like we were just getting into talking about how food is magic and taking creatine. And we were going to go into the whole, I was going to ask her about her bikini photo shoot prep she's in right now and talk about when I used to do mine. And she froze. And I was like, oh my God, we were jamming. We were having such a good time. So anyway, I have this like whole nother podcast studio session booked for us. She can't get back on Wi-Fi, and I was like, you know what? I'll jump on and I'll talk to everyone because I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot going on in my world and the world of devotion, and I can certainly update you guys. I'll also address like questions that have been asked to me in the past that sometimes I just don't address because, social media, I only have so much time to chit chat on there. I feel like I'm very story heavy on my Instagram. If you follow me on my Dana Kaye Instagram, I love to do stories and just like talk to my following, because I do have a lot of really cool, loyal followers who have followed me for probably almost a decade now. I've been on Instagram, I think 12 years. So I've just always just showed up and kind of showed what was going on. But anyway, we have a lot going on in the world of devotion, and that's just like one aspect of my life. Obviously, I'm a mom and I'm a fitness nut, but my bread and butter is my devotion, is my business. And we've had I actually had taken a break from podcasting because I had such a crazy like shit show storm to put out. We launched our new website and lost all of our SEO. And if you guys know anything about like selling online and having an e-commerce brand, like losing your SEO is, I don't even know what to compare it to, but it was like, it wiped us off the internet. Like you couldn't even find devotion anymore, and it was devastating. And I've been obviously building this brand for a decade. So to have that happen to where we have like no search engine optimization, SEO, we were like, oh my God. So we had to hire companies to help us like rebuild that. And then we switched to a new marketing team, and we're switching from tubs to bags for the protein after 10 years, which I thought I'd never do. And I did. And then we went out of stock on angel food cake and brownie batter, our 2 best sellers, chocolate and vanilla. Like, oh my God, that's like suicide for a protein business to go out of your 2 best sellers. So I was just like, oh my God, between work and having so much on my plate. And then I've got my 3 teens and the co-parenting and all that crap going on with, dealing with teenager stuff. I mean, that's a whole new beast for me. And my kids are amazing, but I've said it in one of the other podcasts before, like my son definitely this past year, he gave me a run for my money. I mean, this was a rough year for us. He's 15. He's about to be 16 in like 2 weeks. And man, 15 was rough. So I've just been trying to stay afloat and then keep myself on track with all my stuff. And, I used to let the tough times hold me back and I'd use the tough times as an excuse to like get lazy and not do my workouts or feel emotional or feel overwhelmed and not, eat well or just say like, F it and I deserve this. And let me tell you, like, man, maturity, maybe because I'm almost 45, I just did not let myself do that. And I think maybe because I've had to clean up the messes so many times from doing that type of stuff, from like playing the victim and being like, oh, I don't have the time to get my workout in. I don't have the time to eat well, or I'm so like stressed out from work. So instead I'm just going to like eat and do whatever. Like, And then after you clean, like now, like devotion's like back on track. We're getting all cleaned up. Everything's amazing again. Like, or it's like, it's heading in that direction. And my kids are okay. We got through the school year and the girls are going to camp. Meanwhile, what if I had let myself completely go off the rails because I was under pressure and stress? And then I would have like a whole stressful mess to clean up because I didn't work out. I didn't watch what I ate. And now I'm feeling like crap. So the one thing that I make sure that I do these days is like take care of myself through those really, really stressful times. And I know it's easier said than done. Like, look, some stressful times are way more stressful than others, but you know, I didn't put the pressure on myself that I had to have the best workouts ever, or I had to do like the best cardio sessions ever, or I had to eat my diet as like perfect as ever. But I just like still did it. I still went out there. Like if I was too stressed to even do like a cardio session or really put in effort, I would just like take the dog on a really long walk, or I would take numerous walks during the day to just like breathe and calm down. Because life gets really stressful and overwhelming, but we can't forget to take care of ourselves. Because honestly, it's like that saying, which I don't have any tattoos, just so you guys know that. I don't have anything against tattoos. I just have never done them for myself. That's just, you know, not for me. But if I ever had to do a tattoo, the tattoo would be "This too shall pass." And that's because like so many tough times when you're in it, it seems so freaking like you're like, oh my God, I'm just in the thick of it. But like everything passes, like it does. You have to go through it, whether it's a season, whether it's something that lasts a while or just a small amount of time. It passes and you get through it. And it's like how you handle each situation. And I feel like as I've matured and gotten older, I realize to just say like, F it, and like let everything else fall to the wayside. You can't do that, because then you'll just have another depressing thing to clean up. It's kind of, I mean, and I know certain cases are harder than others, like losing a family member or having something tragic happen. Trust me, those times are really hard to keep it together. But if we're talking about like stressful life things, the more that you can take care of yourself, even if it's running a bath and like just like soaking in the bath and taking a breath, or escaping into a show, or just, you know, doing something that won't set you mentally and physically back, is just so important. So anyway, that's what I did during this really stressful time. It's like so funny. There's so many topics that I'm like, I should talk about. I feel like the topic of I go through a lot of stressful times being divorced and co-parenting. I'm with somebody new, but I was married for 10 years and I co-parent our 3 kids with him. And it's interesting, like even after you get a divorce, you have to deal with the person if you have kids with them. And like a lot of the stuff that bothers you when you're married, like our problem was it was communication and functioning as a team. He didn't function like we were like man and wife and a team together. It was a lot of like him doing whatever he wanted and like not including me. And like that's still the way that it's been going. And it's so frustrating. And I just feel like it's like, isn't it weird that it's so easy to get married, but it's so hard to get divorced? Like anybody could just get married. It's like lickety split. Or they give you, I think you can go to the courthouse and then you have to like wait 3 days to like think on it, and then you can officially get married. But like that's nothing. Like, and then, but yet getting divorced is like a whole like hot mess usually. And then you end up, you know, having to still deal with the person who you had kids with. Yeah, it's a difficult time. And my ex, it's like I wanted everything to be like super nice. The divorce came from me. I was the one that wasn't happy. So usually the one who wants out is like, hey, let's make everything nice. And you know, he was not thrilled with me about it. So I think that's why I get so much pushback and difficult, but he was always difficult to communicate with. So anyway, that's been a stressful thing on my plate. You know, that day-to-day stuff where you just want to communicate with somebody and get shit done. I'm a get shit done woman. So it's very hard for me to not, to always be playing these games. But anyway, that's something that's been stressful for me. But meanwhile, my lifestyle, thank God I created my lifestyle so many years ago with my fitness, because I feel right now I'm going to be 45 in like 2 weeks. And I could definitely say I'm probably in the best shape of my life right now. I was in really, really good shape at 39. I was in really good shape. I did a lot of my photo shoots at 39. I was like loving but that was during my divorce. And so I was under a lot of stress, and that time, like, even though I felt great and looked great, I wouldn't say I was in the best shape, because mentally I wasn't in the best shape. Right now, mentally, physically, everything is aligned right now. And right now I feel the happiest, the best. And I think that is such a good place to be. I do want to tell you guys about my lifestyle. If you're doing fitness and you feel like you're on Groundhog Day every day, you're doing it right. Because first of all, fitness is not, it doesn't come second nature. I just want you guys to know that. Anybody who's fit, it's like you have to work really hard at it, because as humans and in this society right now, it's really easy it's like we just want to be lazy. Like our brains tell us, our brains are our whole, like everything. You want to go the easy path. So like when you get home from work and you're exhausted, what's the easy thing to do? Flop on the couch, put on a show, put on some Netflix, like make something yummy for dinner, order in a pizza, or make some comfort food or whatever, rip open a bag of chips, whatever, put your feet up. I mean, that's the easy way to do life. You're tired, you've had a hard day, you deserve to just put your feet up. But when you create a lifestyle that involves pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and when you make a life that does require getting in healthy foods, a lot of activity, weight training, all of those things, when you incorporate that into your lifestyle and you're like, this is stuff I do, I think that lifestyle, even for people who say they love it, like I love weight training, I love cardio, I love all that stuff. Why do I love it? Because it makes me feel really good, and because I love seeing results, and I love feeling results, and I love getting fitter, and I love getting firmer, and I love feeling young, and I love not being winded when I walk up the stairs, and I love keeping up with my kids, and I love putting on my clothes and feeling freaking great. I love putting on a pair of jeans and being like, hell yeah, like I feel awesome in these jeans. And so, but that lifestyle, it's not like it just comes easy to me. It doesn't come easy to everyone. It only comes easier to me because I've been doing it for so long. So then it becomes a habit, it becomes second nature. Just like when you wake up and you take a shower, you brush your teeth. These are the things that have been ingrained in your mind for so many years that it becomes second nature. It's just what you do. So like for me with my lifestyle, for so many years, I created this lifestyle where it was like, I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I go downstairs, I fire up the coffee machine, I make a cup of coffee, I go upstairs and I throw on my gym clothes. Like it's very rare for me to get up and put on regular clothes. Like it's always like, because why? If I put the gym clothes on and I put the gym shoes on, the next step after that's going to be getting on cardio. And look, this looks differently depending on where you are in your life. That was my schedule at 5 a.m. when my kids were babies, and I would do it before they woke up. Now, okay, if I have to take my kids to school, it's the same routine, except drop the kids at school, come back, jump on cardio. If I have to do something for work, catch an early flight, be at the office early, I might then wake up, do that whole routine earlier and do it before I have to drop the kids to school or get to the office. So I do move around my schedule, but my non-negotiables are like, I'm getting movement today, whether it's a really long walk, whether it's doing cardio, whatever it is. And some days, like the way that I keep getting results at my age is that I fluctuate. I never let my body just get used to what I'm doing. I switch it up all the time. So I will do an incline walk on a treadmill. And now I just bought this weighted vest. So like that's something I just added to the regimen. Like I just because I got like influenced on TikTok. But I'll keep mixing things up. So some days I'm just doing an incline walk on the treadmill. Some days I'm going to do a Peloton run and it's going to be an interval run. Some days I'm doing the Stairmaster. Some days I'm doing both. I'm doing 20 minutes on one, 20 minutes on the other. Some days I'm doing the Peloton. Some days I'm going to just take the dog on a 3-mile walk. And some days I'm going to go on a 5-mile walk. I constantly switch it up. My body never knows what direction I'm coming at. And it's good for me physically, not only physically, but mentally. Like if every day I was like, oh my God, I gotta get on the treadmill. I gotta do this again. I gotta do this again. Could I do it? Yeah, that's discipline. That's just doing the boring shit that like, okay, it's still getting exercise. And if you only have one cardio machine, I'm blessed that I made a whole cardio room for myself. So I have a lot. I believe in cardio. I know a lot of people don't love cardio or believe in it. I believe in it. I love cardio. Nutrition is number one. Nutrition is king, but cardio is like my antidepressant. It also, I love moving my body and pushing my lungs and my heart more than just taking a walk. I really don't honestly feel that just the walks will get your physique to like that level that I want to be at. I want to be at more of that like lean, tight fitness look. And that's my look. That's what I want. I want to shred off more body fat than probably most people. And that's fine. But do I then have to implement another tool to push my body to that level? And is it cardio? Yes. That's why I use cardio. You don't have to. You can take a walk. You can walk on a treadmill. But I feel like getting your heart rate up and really pushing is what separates somebody who looks average to somebody who you're like, damn, you look like an action figure. Like, I really do. And obviously it's your nutrition. Nutrition is going to be number one, but I feel like the perfect storm is the nutrition. It's the training. It's your rest. Rest and recovery. That's another thing that I want to talk about right now. I used to be like in that mentality of like, go hard or go home. And it's like, now I look back and maybe it works. Maybe it works in your 20s when your body can get away with that. But as I got older and even into my 30s, I pushed pretty hard, probably very unnecessarily, probably led me to a lot of the cycling of falling off and getting back on and falling off because I would wear myself out. I would get exhausted. My body would hurt. I would probably spike my hunger more than it needed to be. But now that I'm in my 40s, ever since I hit 40, so now, I'm about to be 45, I'm telling you, rest and recovery never meant as much as it does now. Like I'm all about the rest and recovery days. And don't get me wrong, I have to push myself to rest and recover. I actually have to talk myself out of that daily regimen and out of that because really, what do I want to do every day? I want to get up. I want to fire up my coffee. I want to go I want to do my cardio. It's like, I love that grind, that regimen. But there are days that I actually have to say like, Dana, your regimen today needs to not do that stuff. You need to recover. You need to let your body heal. We need to get inflammation down. And so it is a mental, I don't work with a coach or anything right now. Like through the years I worked with coaches and I learned a lot. I have a ton of people who I can recommend and who I love. But right now, from all the coaches and the people that I've worked with, I learned that implementing rest and recovery as we get older, it's not just to like rest or take a day off. It actually brings you better results sooner. I was sore and tired and run down from just training so hard. And I took 2 full rest days off and my body actually looks better after the rest because I'm repaired. My body gets to heal. My body flushes out that water. I feel good. And you don't, not only do you feel good physically, but like emotionally, when you take those rests, it's like recharging a battery. It's like all of a sudden, like there are days when I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. Like I'm so exhausted. And it's like to keep pushing would be like just to run a car with no gas into the ground. And it's like, why? For what? But like when you let that car give it some good fuel and let the engine cool down and it's going to purr, it's going to run better, you know? I mean, I don't mean to compare us to a car, but it really is true. Like I finally just had to take like some days just to relax and put my feet up and not push myself. So I believe that rest and recovery, cycling that, just like I cycle my cardio and just like I cycle my food, I do cycle calories where I have higher calorie days and lower calorie days. I love doing that stuff. Now, as far as food these days, I'm a person who can eat like, I don't want to say like a robot, but I've got my things on rotation. So I always have my Devotion protein is in my diet. People will ask me, how much Devotion protein do you eat? I can eat Devotion like 3 or 4 times a day. I've done it for a decade. It's freaking awesome. Anytime, any photo shoots you've seen with me, anytime I'm on stage, anytime that you see me just doing my cardio on a normal day, taking a selfie in the mirror, like there's Devotion. Like I have used that protein. That protein is third-party tested. It checks out for all the amino acids, the essential aminos. It is of the highest quality. We have sent Devotion protein away to the lab for third-party testing so many times. And every time it comes back with like just amazing, flying colors, like we pass everything. So I have put my trust in Devotion protein for myself. I feed it to my kids. I feed it. My mom uses it. Greg uses it. Everybody. Even my dad started drinking Devotion, and he's not even in the fitness world, but it's like, I was like, Dad, you need more protein. So Devotion is something that I use for myself and my family. And it's honestly what's kept me on track all these years. So Devotion is like on rotation for breakfast every day. I'm not in the mood to make eggs. I'm not in the mood to make like a whole breakfast. And my mornings are usually the time that's rushed because I did take the time to do some cardio or a walk. So then when it comes time to eat, I'm like, dude, I don't even have time to like start making, like I see people are eating like eggs and potatoes and turkey bacon or bacon. And I'm just like, what? How do you have time for all that shit in the morning? So for me in the morning, I'll use Devotion to make, I usually do my oat bran or oatmeal, overnight oats, and always Devotion, and then I do a healthy fat. I'll do chia seeds, or my overnight oats and flax meal, or I will do a tablespoon of nut butter. I used to never be able to do nut butter, but these days, like I finally was like, Dana, like cut the shit, like be a grown ass woman, measure your nut butter, eat it, shut the lid, and stop, being a jerk with nut butter. So I had to finally just like call myself out because it was like, oh, I can't have it in the house. Well, I have a family and they like nut butter, so I've got to learn to live with it. So, but anyway, so I do have like my diet, my nutrition on rotation, and I have my things. I have my protein loaves. Those are always made, and those are always in my fridge. I eat a lot of extra lean ground beef. I love green beans in the air fryer, and I love those bags of rice that you just pop in the microwave. That meal I will have for lunch and for dinner. Like through the years, I used to eat a lot of big ass salads. I used to eat tonight I don't have any green beans left, so I'm going to be doing portobello mushrooms and peppers and lean ground beef. And I like to sprinkle on some feta cheese as my fats. It's like but it's the same. It's like I don't get bored. I love the foods that I eat. Right now, I have been loosely tracking macros when I want to tighten up my body and I really want to like zero in on like feeling good, or if I need to lose a couple pounds, or I kind of let myself like go a little bit on a trip, or during the holiday or whatever, I will bring it all. I will always come back to tracking. I like to track my macros, and I believe in tracking macros if you're really into the aesthetics, because then you can really control your body composition more. So if you just want to lose weight and you're like, I don't care if you see my muscles, I don't need that fit look or that fitness look, you can just watch your calories. If you can keep your calories, keep your protein high, always prioritize protein, which is why I love Devotion, because I love extra lean ground beef, and I do like, some chicken and stuff like that. And I do like a whole egg, and some egg whites, but I can't eat them that many meals a day for 150 grams of protein. So that's why I like to put my devotion in throughout the day. And I like to end with devotion for my dessert at night. I'm like a brownie batter chocoholic. So, that is how, but I prioritize my protein. I always set my protein first, and then really watching your macros, and manipulating your macros is what is going to give you the physique that you're after. And if you're not after any type of physique, like you're like, I don't care if my delts show, like I'm into that stuff. So it's like, that's why I zero in on tracking my macros and really knowing how many carbs and how many fats and all of that, because I like that aesthetic look as well. I want to be healthy, but I also love, I look at, fitness and bodybuilding all as an art form. It's like you're sculpting your body. Like it's no different than if I gave you a hunk of clay, and it's like whatever you want to turn it into. And I think that's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. So that's what I'm all about. I've been drinking a ton of water lately. Our HydroFlex is a game changer. If you have not tried Devotion HydroFlex, give it a try. Oh my God. It has made drinking water for me. I've always had to put flavors in my water. I never liked the fact that the flavors, like at the grocery store, there was something in Crystal Light and a few others, like maybe, I don't know what it was, but it tore my stomach up. I got very bloated from those types of water enhancers. I then used the liquid Mio for a lot of years, but I was just like, dude, there's something up. Like, why do I always feel like all bloated and weird drinking these flavor enhancers? So I stayed away from a lot of them for a little while, but I could not get plain water in. And so then I was like, you know what? Like I need a really good water flavor. And my mom would say it too. We were always trying to like figure out how to get more water in, because water will really make you feel incredible. And staying hydrated. So I developed the HydroFlex because I want to drink delicious water. And so we've 8 flavors right now, and I drink about 3 sticks a day. I know that water is a tough one. And I also didn't like those little tiny stick packs that like barely gave you 16 ounces of flavor. So ours is pretty fat, and I use 1 stick in 40 ounces. So you can drink a substantial amount of water with 1 stick of HydroFlex. So I usually try to drink, especially in South Florida where we're sweating so much and we're like, needing a lot more water. I typically try to do 3 40-ounce containers a day, if not more. There's some days I actually need even more, like especially if I do a sauna or something like that. So, but the HydroFlex is amazing. We've 8 flavors, and they're all so good. We've got our original pack, and then we've got the new refresher pack, and the refresher pack people are going nuts for. We've got a rocket pop and a cucumber melon, which is so good, strawberry watermelon, and peach mango. Oh my God, that peach mango is to die for. It's so good. And you could have them hot or cold. So like during the winter, I was doing the peach mango as like a hot beverage, and you can put it in your hot tea. It's so good. So anyway, I've been doing that. And so that's the whole thing behind my brand, is that it's just keeping it basic, you guys. Like everything that I talk about and everything with my lifestyle is hitting my protein goals, doing my cardio, doing the weight training, getting in the steps. I wear a Garmin. My Garmin I've had for now, I got it for my 40th, I believe. So it's going to be 5 years old. It's still holding pretty strong, let me tell you. And you only have to charge it like every 9 days. So I wear a Garmin every day of my life. I always watch my steps. I set my goal to about 13,000 steps. And I don't hit 13,000 every day, but I'm like, shoot for the stars. So there are some days that I'll barely get 8,000, but it does kind of keep you accountable. And then there are some days I'll get 20,000, and I'll just like force myself to like go on some crazy walk, or I'll do a late night walk with Greg and the dog, and get in the extra steps. But I really just live this nonstop healthy lifestyle where I am constantly have to be aware and push myself. So if you feel, like I said, going back to, if you feel like you're in Groundhog Day. And if you feel like you're like, why is it so hard? You're not alone. Like, it does feel like Groundhog Day. Every day you're starting back over with your water. Every day you're starting back over with your protein count. Every day you have to get your steps. Every day. And that's the lifestyle. And those lifestyle changes are what adds up to what gives you the results, to what brings the weight loss, and to what brings a lean, tight body, and what builds the muscle and does all the things that really means longevity and that people should be focused on to lead a really healthy lifestyle. And then what you do with that lifestyle and whatever your goals are, that's a personal thing. So if you're like, I do want to get a little leaner and I want to look tighter and I want to do that, great. If you want to be a runner, or you want to, whatever you want to do, or you just want to feel great in a pair of jeans, you still have to do the healthy things, because at the end of the day, we need to be healthy. And then there are just basic human needs like getting in your protein and not being sedentary, moving your body, hydrating your body. You'll feel so good when you're hydrated. Gosh, there are some days when I'm dragging and I'll have a headache and I'm just like, oh my God, I feel awful. And I'll realize, I'm like, I've barely drank water. Barely had water. No wonder. I feel like crap. And then I just like push down a few waters with the HydroFlex, because the HydroFlex makes me drink a ton of more water. And I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. So, I mean, these are just basic things. I wish people would stop overcomplicating fitness. And like, what's made me have success all these years is just like, because I just keep going. I just keep going. I just keep getting back on track. And I have not been perfect. You don't have to be perfect for success. You do not. All you have to do is just keep pushing and doing it every day and do the things every day. And you don't have to drink a perfect amount of water. You don't have to get a perfect amount of steps. But you've got to push, you've got to kind of like push yourself past, you can't say, oh, I got 2,000 steps and that's what I do. No, I mean, come on. Whether you're putting in the effort or not. Like, if like I could do better. Speaking of water, oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm drinking the cucumber melon and it's so outrageous. So anyway, yeah, that's me preaching. And you know what? I've been doing it for so long, and it, like I said, I'm not necessarily saying that it's easy, but it does come easier for me because I do the stuff and I've learned. I can't say I used to love it, but I've learned to love it, and I've learned to love the way that it makes me feel. And I really, truly feel that that's when we grow, when we push outside of what's comfortable. And that's when we gain self-confidence. I'm a really confident woman right now because I have proven to myself over and over that I can do hard things. And it's not about what other people feel about me. It's not about it. You build self-confidence from the inside out. And so if you keep challenging yourself and you keep accomplishing the things, it doesn't even have to be something that anybody else knows about. You can make your own personal goals. You don't have to announce them to the world, but stay accountable to yourself. I've had episodes about this where I'm like, I like to announce things like that I'm setting a goal, or like I put it out there because sometimes if you keep it to yourself, then you're like, okay, if I didn't do it, nobody's going to know. And then then it's like, no, so that's why sometimes I say it out loud, or I let people know that I have a goal, that I'm going to do a photo shoot, or that, I'm going to run a 5K or whatever it is. People like saying it out loud because you want the world to kind of hold you accountable, and that's fine. Whatever works for you. But the world doesn't care. I'm just letting you guys know, like right now, the world doesn't care. The world doesn't care what your weight is. The world doesn't really care what your health is. The world doesn't really care what you've accomplished, what races you've won, what bodybuilding shows you've won. The world doesn't care. The only person that really cares is you, and that's okay, because you're the one who needs to build your own self-confidence and feel really good. Because I think it's great. I'll hear, oh, the winner is, and you'll see the person up there. Great. Like, I go on with my life. Like, whether they won a show, it doesn't affect me. Whether they ran a race, it doesn't affect me. It affects the person who's accomplishing those things, because they just prove to themselves they can do hard things. And now they're going to be on to the next thing. And every time you finish something that you start, even if you're the last one in the race, Even if you enter a 5K and you're the last one crossing that, finish line, you just proved to yourself that you could not only enter the race, but you could finish the race. And nobody else needs to know. Like, that's between you and yourself and your goals and how you feel. And then if you're like, okay, I was dead last, that kind of sucks, I finished, but now that gives you a starting point. Now it's time to set a new goal, and you're like, okay, it took me 40 minutes to finish that race. My new goal is 35 minutes. And then your new goal will be 30 minutes or whatever it is. And like, that's how you build self-confidence. A lot of people just self-sabotage because they keep giving up on themselves, and they think that they fail, and then they don't even try. And then that's a vicious cycle of just either not entering the race anymore, not trying anymore, or just spewing one excuse after another of why they can't do it. Why is it easier for somebody else? I always say, like, I'm no different than everybody else. Like when you see my fitness pictures and like, it's like what I accomplished, say, with my physique after having 3 kids, that was just because I'm no different than any other woman out there. It's just because I didn't give up. It's just because I stayed regimented. It's just because I did the work, and I did the work day in and day out and day in and day out. And I didn't give up on myself. That's it. There's nothing else. We all have muscles that we can build. We all have bodies that we can sculpt. It's like the information is out there, and then the only person that can do it is you. And if it was easy, I always say that, like, it was easy, like Oprah would have been shredded all these years. If it's all about money, if it's all about hiring trainers, like some people say, well, that's easy for her. She can just hire a trainer, or she can hire a chef, or she can, about wealthy people. Okay, I don't know. I see a lot of wealthy people who are not in good shape at all. Why? Because they just still don't put the work in, because a trainer can't do it for you, and a chef can't force you to eat exactly the food they're going to make. And it has to come from you, period. It has to come from you. I say it to my kids all the time. Guys, I can lead you like a horse to water. I can't make you drink. If you truly want something, you're the only person that can do it. You're the only person that can know what you want. You're the only person that can make a plan. You're the only person that can execute that plan. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help and educating yourself. Like, okay, now what do I have to do to accomplish this plan? If you want to become a fast runner, like, join a running club, do the Garmin running program. I did it. Greg signed me up for this Garmin 5K program last year, and I finished the program, and I did every stupid run that they wanted me to do, and it sucked and it was painful, and I didn't like running, but it proved to me that I could do a running program and that I could finish it. And then we entered a 5K. And let me tell you, I used to do a 5K in like 40 minutes. Like, I was just like I would practically walk it. Like, I was like, I hate running. I did that program. It was really uncomfortable. And I ended up running a 5K in 27 minutes in a race that Greg and I did together. And like, I didn't really have to announce it to anyone. I didn't have to, but I was like, damn, that's awesome. And like, I saw my times, and like, look, my times aren't impressive to runners, but my time was impressive to me. Like, I was like, oh my God, Dana, you did it. So then it gave me this confidence that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do something else, or I'm going to keep going, or whatever it is. But you're the only one that can build your self-confidence. You can't, it's just posting photos and hoping people comment, oh, wow, you're so fit, you're so beautiful. That's not the shit I live for. I mean, it's very nice to get compliments, and it's very nice to be recognized. I mean, I love to be recognized for my hard work. It's really nice when somebody will notice that, rather than cutting me down, being like, oh, it must be easy for you, or oh, you look like that because you had plastic surgery after your twins were born because you fixed your stomach. It's like, okay, you just, it's like, instead, like, it's nice to be recognized, to be like, wow, we could definitely see you put in hard work. Like, look at the muscle you built. Like, good for you. And even that, it feels good, but that's not what fuels me. It has to come from within. So, anyway, that was my little, I want you guys to know you can do hard things. And if I had one piece of advice right now, if you're still struggling and you're still doubting yourself, pick small goals, pick attainable goals, and start there, and then crush those goals. Like, if getting steps is really hard for you, and you're like maybe around 5,000 a day when you really want to be at, say, 10,000, You don't need to aim for 10,000. Start with 7 and crush 7. Crush 7 every day. And then you're going to be like, hell yeah, I crushed 7. And then let's go over to 9. Let's go to 9. It's stop biting off more than you can chew. If you're going to do, say, group fitness classes, stop being unrealistic and signing up for 6 classes a week. Do 2. Just start with 2 and be realistic with yourself, but really go. Like, do it. Sign yourself up, force yourself to go. And every time that you're forcing yourself and you're out of that comfort zone, pay attention to that and congratulate yourself that you pushed through that really tough, uncomfortable time. If you got home from work and you're like, oh my God, I signed up for this class and I really don't want to go, but then instead you stuck your shoes on, you filled up your water bottle and you got the hell out the door and you got to that class, congratulate yourself for doing that. That's the hardest part, is just getting there. And then just do the class. Be a robot. Just go. Just do it. Don't think about it. Don't, oh my God, I'm tired. No, just do it. And then do it again. And then do it again and do it again and stack your wins, and that will build your self-confidence. And I'm telling you, that's how you accomplish really big things. So, and look, I'm preaching this to you. I need this pep talk too, because I'm always setting goals and then, wanting to, I've got to push myself. I do it all the time with weight training. I take a class called Just Lift. And if I find it that I'm struggling to get to the gym by myself, I schedule a class and I force myself to get to that class. And I pre-schedule it and I put it on my book like it's a schedule. It's part of my day. Like, I'll be like 9 a.m. class, 10 a.m. Okay, marketing meeting. Like, it's like I put it on there where it's a non-negotiable. Like, that's one of my meetings. Just like I'm not going to miss a devotion meeting. I'm not going to miss a weight training class. I'm not going to miss if I need to do cardio, and I can't miss walking the dog. I mean, I can't take it out on the dog. So it's like everything needs to be fit in. I need to find a way. You need to go that extra mile. Same thing with your food prep. If it's hard for you to prep your food or eat healthy, man, carve out that hour or 2 on Sunday, prep your food. Like, figure out where your weak spots are and focus on the weak spots, on fixing those things. Do the uncomfortable stuff. If prepping food's uncomfortable, I am sorry, but it's really hard to stay healthy and focused if your food isn't prepped or you don't have healthy stuff in your fridge. I'm telling you, my kids and I ended up at McDonald's a couple weeks ago because I was doing renovation on my house and I did not prep food and I didn't have food for the kids and it was raining and the house was dirty and I was just like, I'm not prepared. And then I was like, guys, I'm not getting out of the car. We need to go to a drive-through. And they were like, yeah, McDonald's. And I like, guys, I've done that like maybe twice in the 16 years that I've been a mom. But that's what happens. That's exactly what happens to people when they're not prepared. So then I was like, okay, it's fun for everyone. We're going to run through McDonald's. Great. Mother of the year. But it's fine. We did it. We all had it. It was fun. And then I was like, okay, Dana, lesson learned. You need to be better prepared. So, but that's fine. I'm all about moderation. I'm not, trust me, I'm not over here food mongering fast food. You can definitely eat fast food and survive and be okay. I wouldn't make a steady diet of it at all, but moderation of certain things here and there is not going to kill any of us or set us back. I ate the chicken strips and the fries and it looked great the next day. It didn't kill me. I was totally fine. So don't beat yourself up. We're not aiming for perfection here. That's not what this is about. This is about making it a lifestyle that you can sustain for years and years and years. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're just supposed to do the things every day. So anyway, but that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. It was just a really good pep talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to drop questions on my Instagram whenever you want. I love to talk about my lifestyle and I love to give you a little bit of a nudge if you're struggling. And it's funny because my mom will say that she listens to my content and she's like, I know all this stuff, but sometimes it just feels great to hear it. It's like you got to hear it again. It's like motivation. It's like showering. You're going to say like I showered yesterday? Good. Shower again today. Like you need to hear the stuff every day. It wears off. Discipline will take you a lot farther though. Discipline is what I'm talking about today. Discipline to your lifestyle, to doing the healthy things, to getting out of your comfort zone. Just do it. I know you can. Keep following, keep asking questions, keep pushing for a healthy, amazing, devoted life. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for joining in. And I hope to see you soon on another episode of Until It's Done, a Devoted podcast.